Good boy. You stay there. Good boy. How you going, brothers? Yeah, maybe the occasional sister watching too. Just got back from my father's house and I've taken something from my dad's house which I'm going to show you in a minute. It's a picture, a pencil sketch done by the artist Jonathan White. Special. I'll pan around and show you and then I'll tell you the story about it. Here we go. Probably nothing flash to look at if you're into art. That is Kenapuru, or Kenapuru, the right way to say it. But there's a wee story behind this picture here. And I think it's relevant to the channel. It's about the flow of things and how they work. I want to read to you what's on the back of it, and then I'll tell you the story. So on the back it says, "To Clay, with very best wishes, many thanks for your assistance in Christchurch, Jonathan R. White, 1986, Kenapuru Sound." Framed. That'll do, Pace. Pace is in the house truck right now. You can stay there. Stay there. Not coming out. So, how do I get this sketch? Well, Jonathan White's artwork is very, very revered. I'm going to put this phone down so I'm not moving around so you guys aren't getting too sort of dizzy looking at me. I'll stand back a bit. I'll sit back a bit. He's a very revered artist in New Zealand. Back in the 80s, he was selling a lot of stuff, and his oil on canvases were going from anything from $20,000 to $40,000 a pop just for a painting. My father has 3 of his paintings in his home, and they're all of Fiordland, because that's when my dad was a ranger back in the 70s and 80s, and so was my stepmother Sue. And they were friends with this artist, and they acquired these paintings. 2 of them are of the renown, which was the park board vessel. Back in the day it was park boards before the Department of Conservation. The park board's vessel, and that was the boat that my father was a skipper of, and also the engineer and the ranger. He was like he had like 3 jobs at once. He was a marine engineer by trade, he was a skipper of the boat, and he was also a ranger, and he was basically patrolling the sounds in Fiordland, and I would go and stay with him on that boat. Anyway, Jonathan also would occasionally stay with him, and on this particular day back in 1986, I was walking down Colombo Street in Christchurch, and there used to be a big massive building, and I'm pretty sure by now the Christchurch earthquakes knocked it out, and there was this exhibition going on from Jonathan White, and I didn't know what was going on, and I love the guy's art, and I walked past and I glared through the window and saw all these beautiful colourful paintings of wonderful landscapes of all different places around New Zealand. He mostly did native bush and stuff like this. This is a pencil sketch, and I looked through and saw him and thought, oh, it's the artist himself, famous man, and he looked visibly stressed. Typical artist, like, without stereotyping, stuff everywhere and falling down, and he didn't know how to put something up, and he was trying to get this exhibition underway in this great big shopping place. And back in those days we didn't have internet, so that's how you did it. You got in the most public place and you showcased your work, and that's exactly what he was doing. So I went in the store and I said, "Hey Jonathan, I'm John Ward's son." That's my father, the ranger that you used to go out with on the boat and get your ideas in the bush and get your photographs. And he says, "Oh yes, right, nice to meet you." And I said, "Look, I've been watching through the window and you look like you're struggling a wee bit. It could do with some help. I'm happy to help you." Now at this time I was a sales rep for a company called Frost Wholesalers, which was a subsidiary of General Motors, and my job was basically selling AC Delco parts, Hella parts, just all anything to do with car accessories. And it was my lunch hour, and I had a whole hour for lunch, so I wanted to give this man at least an hour of my time, and it's exactly what I did. We spent an hour putting up paintings, carrying stuff, going out to his car, putting big boards up. He just needed that extra hand, and for an hour I gave him up my lunch hour pretty much. And after, he said to me, can I buy you something to eat? And I said, "Look, I've got to get back to work. My lunch hour's finished now, and I can't take time off my boss's time." So I didn't consequently have anything to eat with him. And he said, "I can't thank you enough. You've really made this exhibition possible for me." We shook hands and said goodbye. Great. 6 months later, this arrived at my mum and dad's place. 6 months later, this beautiful pencil sketch of Kenapuru Sound, a place of which I've done a lot of hunting up here. At that stage I never had hunted it, but since I have, and it had that message on the back. So he'd shown his gratitude by gifting me this really beautiful pencil sketch done in a really wonderful frame. And up till tonight, I've never had a home to hang it in. I've always either lived on the road I've travelled, I've had flats I've rented. This place which I rented, which now I own, which is only now probably fit to hang a decent painting. I've got 2 Ray Hardcastle paintings in here. Yeah, paintings, which is going to say, and I've got my own painting as well on the wall, the one I've done, the acrylic one of the fish, but really, I probably won't hang this one in my bedroom. I'll probably put it somewhere else. So, brothers, a story I just wanted to share about something personal happened to me in my life where I put myself aside to help somebody else out. I didn't expect anything like this, but I was rewarded tenfold. I was rewarded tenfold because Jonathan's paintings they're right at the very top. In the day, he was one of the top artists in New Zealand, and you could pay a lot of money for even a pencil sketch. A sketch like that would be between $2,000 and $3,000. I'd given him maybe an hour's time with maybe $20 back then. If you're getting paid well, which back then it'd be like $15 an hour, or probably even less, and it'd be like $10 an hour back then, 80s. And I got not tenfold, 100-fold paid back. I don't think anybody ever got poor by giving their time or even giving their money. The more you give out, the more you get. That's not why we give. You give because you enjoy giving, and it makes you feel like you're valued and makes you feel good about you, but also because you want to help someone. You just inherently want to. It's compassion, it's empathy for people. You see someone struggling, what do? By human nature, we can run over and help that person. And if we don't, then we're missing something very important that makes, without it, our lives are much more dreary and dull. So finally, all these years later, here I am at the age of 57, and finally, I've always loved this sketch, finally I've got a home of which I'm going to hang it. The home's not finished yet, but it's going to go in one of the rooms. I haven't decided, but feels nice it's coming home because I've always loved this sketch. And it's always looked good in my dad's home, but he's let it go now and it's back to me. And I'll pass it on to my daughter. That's today's video, nothing flash, just a story I wanted to share with you. Check on a brother, someone that's struggling right now, check on them, give them a phone call. And if it's someone that's really suffering like a deep, I was going to say deep depression, but it's that sort of unwellness where they really aren't reaching out to anybody, don't even ring them. Don't give them excuses, say no, just go and knock on the door and say, hey bro, doing a check on you, making sure you're okay. Don't even ring them, just go around. Break that door down if you have to. Because we can't do it alone. And go steady. See you later. Right, I'm going to take it inside, I'm going to clean it, dust it off, and think of a place where I can hang it until the house is finished.